Welcome to Stories of the Master. Welcome to episode 6 of the Stories of the Master podcast, where we reflect on how we can improve ourselves little by little, day by day, through sharing stories of the perfect exemplar of the Baha'i faith, Abdul Baha. Today's story is about a topic that is very specific to the Baha'i faith. It is so important to us that Abdul Baha himself said that the oneness of humanity cannot be established until this teaching has been realized. It is the equality of men and women. While it is a well-known fact that men and women must have equal rights, this has still not been reached to the levels of equality that Baha'is are striving for. In the country that I live in, for example, women are still not being paid the same as their male counterparts doing the same work. But it's more than just work and positions. In this same country, 1 in 3 women experience violence by a man they know. What greater cause could there be to fight for than the one that affects half of the world's population? What should we do about this? Be patient and just wait for this problem to fix itself? No. We should be like the master, Abdul Baha. And luckily for us, demonstrating inclusion and championing the equality of men and women was one of the master's superpowers. On November the 1st, 1861, near Louisville, Kentucky, was born a baby girl named Corinne. Corinne grew up in a religious home and studied the Bible very closely. When Corinne was a teenager, her family moved to the city of Chicago. During her time at finishing school, she met a man named Moses True. They fell in love and soon were married. While everything is sounding great, Corinne True's adult years were full of tragedy. It's a well-known statement that there is no pain like the experience of losing your own child. In the first 10 years of marriage, Corinne and Moses had 8 children. At the age of 9, their daughter Harriet lost her life when she tragically fell down the basement stairs. In 1899, a serious bacterial infection swept through Chicago, killing her baby Nathaniel. At age 7, her son Kenneth lost his life, and in 1906, her 21-year-old Lawrence died in a sailing accident. It was after Nathaniel's death that Corinne went looking for answers. Since Corinne was unable to find these answers through various churches she joined, she started seeking a faith that could heal her wounds and give her purpose. She stumbled upon a small community of Baha'is in Chicago and began to study the writings of Baha'u'llah. Very quickly, Corinne recognized the truth in these teachings and wholeheartedly accepted the Baha'i faith. Throughout this time, she had thrown herself into service and was in regular communication with the Master. Her letters had a particular focus on the Baha'i community's efforts towards the equality of men and women. She raised that even in this young Baha'i community, men led most of the committees. So in late February 1907, after suffering so much loss, Corinne travels to Accra to meet with Abdul Baha. Imagine how she must have been feeling. She had lost 4 of her 8 children, threw herself into service, and still unable to play a key role in these important committees. When the Master meets with her, he turns her grief into purpose. Not only does he give her an important task, he outlines the details on how to lead the biggest Baha'i project happening in the United States. the construction of the house of worship. While Corinne True grieved over the loss of her children, in such a thoughtful manner, Abdu'l-Baha figuratively gives her a new child by naming her the Mother of the Temple. Corinne gets on a ship and heads back to America. A few weeks later, a delegation of 3 men from Chicago arrived in Akka to consult with the master about the temple plans officially. To their surprise, Abdu'l-Baha was simply unwilling to discuss it. Instead, he said to them, "When you return, consult with Mrs. True. I have given her complete instructions." Not only did Abdu'l-Baha ensure that a woman joined the all-male committee for the construction of the temple, he put that woman in charge. This demonstration taught the American Baha'is a big lesson. In 1908, Corinne finds the perfect spot for the Mother Temple of the West, an elevated place that rested against Lake Michigan in Wilmette. Corinne believed that it was now time for a committee with delegates from Canada and the USA to help coordinate the construction. Abdu'l-Baha responded to these plans by saying that he was very much pleased. 4 years later, in 1912, the master is now in America. He was in correspondence with the President of the United States of America, William Howard Taft. Abdu'l-Baha received an invitation to speak at Congress about Baha'u'llah's message for peace. But he declines it because he was committed to going to a meeting that Corinne True had organized in Chicago. How incredible! He rejects the president to go to Corinne True's meeting. The master gets on the train and goes to Chicago. This was the first time that he'd been to the temple site that Corinne chose. He attends this joyous gathering, and after his address to the crowd, they pleaded with Abdu'l-Baha to break the ground and lay the cornerstone of the house of worship. People all around the world had sent stones for the temple, but none ever arrived. There was only one stone that Abdu'l-Baha wanted, and it wasn't a man's. It was Nettie's stone. Nettie Tobin, a widow and mother of 2 who worked as a seamstress in Chicago, wished to contribute to the construction of the future Baha'i House of Worship in Wilmette. However, due to her poverty, she was not able to contribute any money. Inspired by a letter that suggested even a stone to be of value, she went to a construction site nearby her home and asked for a stone from the reject pile. With the help of friends and neighbors, she was able to move this stone via streetcar and wagon all the way to Wilmette. Now, on this special day, Abdu'l-Baha singles out Nettie and acknowledges her sacrifice, her contribution, and her love for the cause, and selects her stone, this rejected piece of rubble from a construction site, to be the one used as the dedication stone of the future Baha'i House of Worship. As the master was digging the hole, men were lining up to go next. Corinne boldly suggested that perhaps a woman should be allowed to dig. So pleased with this suggestion, Abdu'l-Baha handed the shovel to his friend, Lua Getzinger, and asked her to dig. And she does. And the next person to dig was Corinne True, the mother of the temple. Once the stone was laid, the master announced to the crowd, "The temple is already built." This series of demonstrations left no doubt in the minds of the nascent Baha'i community, not only of the equality of men and women, but the role that women play as leaders. Abdu'l-Baha did not just say, women are capable to do anything a man could. He proved it. He didn't do it quietly. He made his point loud and clear. When men stand up and champion the rights of women, there is no need for them to fight for what they deserve, because it is men that stand in the way, safeguarding their privilege. Now, it is not only the role of Abdu'l-Baha to recognize the blessed station of women, it's all of ours. But the Master made it very clear that the future is very bright for the equality of men and women. In fact, he foreshadows a day in which men learn how to correctly address women. He said, "Rest ye assured, ere long the days shall come when the men addressing the women shall say, 'Blessed are ye, verily ye are worthy of every gift. Verily ye deserve to adorn your heads with the crown of everlasting glory. Because in sciences and arts, in virtues and perfections, ye shall become equal to man. And as regards tenderness of heart, and the abundance of mercy and sympathy, ye are superior." Abdu'l-Baha said, "The days shall come." He said this over 100 years ago. Please, let's not make the Master wait any longer. The future is now. Thank you for listening to episode 6. I really hope you enjoyed it and proudly demonstrate the equality of men and women. Don't forget to subscribe and follow to catch the next episode of Stories of the Master.